Piercing cries of battle echoed through the mountains as Thorin Oakenshield clutched the Arkenstone tightly in his hand, its gleaming surface catching the light of the dying sun. Tension hung in the air, a mixture of greed and desperation. As factions gathered outside the gates of Erebor, a question loomed larger than the treasure itself. Would the Arkenstone unite the dwarves, or ignite their deepest conflicts? This is the story of the Arkenstone, a gem of unparalleled beauty and power that has shaped destinies and defined the fate of an entire race. What secrets lie beneath its radiant surface? The Arkenstone, often referred to as the heart of the mountain, is much more than a mere jewel. It is a symbol of kingship and a testament to the dwarven heritage. Its origins trace back to the depths of Erebor, where it was discovered by the Dwarves of Durin's folk during their earliest days in the Lonely Mountain. Crafted from the purest of gems, its beauty was unparalleled, and it quickly became a prized possession of the dwarven kings. The story of the Arkenstone begins with Thror, the grandfather of Thorin, who was the first to claim it as a rightful heirloom. Thror's reign was marked by prosperity, and the Arkenstone served as a symbol of unity and strength among the dwarves. It was said that the stone held the light of the stars, capturing the very essence of the mountain and the spirit of its people. As the Arkenstone passed from Thror to his son, Thrain, it became intertwined with the destiny of the dwarves. To them, it was more than just a jewel. It was a tangible connection to their past, their identity, and their rightful place in the world. The Arkenstone represented the promise of a kingdom restored, a beacon of hope in the face of darkness. However, this hope would soon be shattered. The arrival of Smaug the Dragon marked the beginning of a dark chapter in dwarven history. Smaug's relentless greed led him to Erebor, and in a devastating attack, he seized the mountain and claimed the Arkenstone as his own. The dwarves were scattered, their once thriving kingdom reduced to ruins. The loss of the Arkenstone was not just a loss of treasure, it was a loss of identity and hope for the dwarven people. In the years that followed, the Arkenstone became a symbol of sorrow and yearning for the dwarves. Tales of its beauty and the wealth it represented spread across the lands, igniting the desire of many to reclaim it. The dwarves wandered in exile, forever haunted by the shadow of the mountain and the glimmer of the Arkenstone, which now lay within Smaug's grasp. Thorin Oakenshield, the rightful heir to the throne, grew up hearing stories of the Arkenstone and the glory of Erebor. With each passing year, the weight of his heritage pressed upon him, fueling a desire to reclaim what was lost. Thorin's quest would ultimately lead him back to the Lonely Mountain, driven by a mix of hope, ambition, and an insatiable yearning for the Arkenstone. This longing would intertwine with themes of greed and possession, setting the stage for the dramatic events that would unfold. The Arkenstone, once a symbol of unity, now became a catalyst for conflict, a coveted prize that would ignite tensions among allies and enemies alike. As the company of Thorin Oakenshield journeyed toward the Lonely Mountain, the weight of the Arkenstone loomed larger than ever. Yet, unbeknownst to them, the true story behind this precious gem was still shrouded in mystery. What was the Arkenstone's true nature, and why did it hold such a powerful allure for those who sought it? When Bilbo Baggins, a humble hobbit, joined the expedition to reclaim Erebor, he had little idea of the significance of the Arkenstone. His primary focus was on helping his friends, but fate had woven him into the very fabric of its history. As the journey progressed, Bilbo found himself facing trials that would test his courage and cunning. Upon reaching the Lonely Mountain, Bilbo was tasked with infiltrating the dragon's lair to gather information and assess the threat posed by Smaug. It was during this daring encounter that Bilbo discovered the Arkenstone, nestled among the immense treasure hoard in the heart of the mountain. In that moment, he felt its radiance and understood why it was so revered. The Arkenstone was not merely a beautiful gem, it pulsed with a power that seemed to resonate with the very essence of the mountain itself. However, the discovery of the Arkenstone was more than just a moment of triumph for Bilbo. It set off a chain reaction that would lead to conflict and turmoil. As Bilbo pocketed the stone, he felt an overwhelming sense of its importance, yet also a heavy burden that would accompany its revelation. Bilbo's choice to keep the Arkenstone secret from Thorin marked a pivotal moment in the unfolding drama. As the group prepared to confront Smaug, tensions mounted between the dwarves and the other races of Middle-earth. The Arkenstone, intended as a symbol of unity among the dwarves, had become a point of contention. When Smaug was ultimately slain by Bard the Bowman, the treasure of Erebor became the subject of much speculation and desire. Various factions, including the Elves of Mirkwood and the Men of Laketown, sought a share of the wealth to help rebuild their lives after Smaug's reign of terror. Thorin, blinded by his ambition and pride, refused to share the treasure and demanded the Arkenstone be returned to him as the rightful king. In this moment, Bilbo faced a moral dilemma. He understood that the Arkenstone could serve as a bargaining chip to foster peace among the competing parties. His internal struggle deepened as he grappled with the weight of the stone and the potential consequences of its revelation. Would he uphold the bond of friendship with Thorin, or would he use the Arkenstone to seek peace? As tensions escalated, Bilbo decided to reveal the existence of the Arkenstone to Bard and the Elven King, Thranduil. He hoped that its presence could help negotiate a peaceful resolution to the impending conflict over the treasure. Bilbo's actions, while noble in intent, ignited Thorin's fury when he learned of the betrayal. Thorin's obsession with the Arkenstone transformed him. Once a noble king, he became consumed by greed and a sense of entitlement. This shift in character demonstrated how the desire for the Arkenstone had become a corrupting force, altering the very nature of those who sought it. The Arkenstone, once a symbol of unity and heritage, had now become a catalyst for division and strife among the races of Middle-earth. In the ensuing confrontation, as the armies of elves, men, and dwarves faced off, the true cost of the Arkenstone's allure became painfully clear. Bilbo's efforts to broker peace were overshadowed by the deep-seated pride of Thorin and the escalating animosity between the factions. The stage was set for a conflict that would lead to the Battle of the Five Armies, where the fate of the Arkenstone and the legacy of the dwarves would hang in the balance. Beyond its physical beauty and symbolic power, the Arkenstone held a deeper significance in the hearts of those who knew its history. It was a reminder of the dwarven heritage, a link to the past that spoke of glory, kinship, and loss. The quest for the Arkenstone revealed not just the greed of those who sought it, but also the profound emotional scars left by the loss of Erebor and the hardships faced by the dwarves. As the battle loomed closer, the untold story of the Arkenstone continued to unfold, intertwining with the fates of Bilbo, Thorin, and the other inhabitants of Middle-earth. Would it serve as a beacon of hope, or would it be the catalyst for tragedy? In the heart of the Lonely Mountain, the Arkenstone awaited its destiny, a jewel that carried the weight of history and the promise of a future still uncertain. As the dawn of the fateful day broke over the Lonely Mountain, tension hung heavy in the air. The armies of elves, men, and dwarves stood poised for conflict, their eyes fixed on the treasure that lay within the mountain's heart, the Arkenstone. This radiant gem, once a symbol of unity and hope, had become a focal point of greed and ambition, threatening to unravel the fragile alliances that had formed in the shadow of Smaug's devastation. The Battle of the Five Armies was a monumental clash, marked by chaos and heroism. As the sound of clashing swords and battle cries filled the air, the stakes were raised for all involved. Thorin Oakenshield, still under the Arkenstone's spell of obsession, refused to share his treasure, unwilling to see his claim to Erebor compromised. In the heat of battle, he found himself torn between the desire to protect his kingdom and the weight of his pride. Meanwhile, Bilbo Baggins, who had hoped to see the Arkenstone bring peace, faced his own trials on the battlefield. He understood the gravity of the situation and the danger posed by Thorin's relentless pursuit of the gem. As the tides of war surged around him, Bilbo remained determined to ensure that the Arkenstone would not be the cause of further destruction. He recognized that the true legacy of the Arkenstone was not in its beauty or power, but in its potential to unite or divide. In a moment of desperation, as Thorin clashed with his cousin Dain Ironfoot over the treasure, Bilbo seized the opportunity to reveal the Arkenstone's whereabouts. He presented it as a token of goodwill, a gesture meant to appease the brewing conflict and honour the memory of his friend. This act of bravery exemplified Bilbo's growth from a humble hobbit into a courageous hero, willing to stand up for what was right. As the battle raged on, a new threat emerged. Smaug's old enemy, the Orc army led by Azog, descended upon the battlefield. This unexpected alliance of enemies shifted the focus of the dwarves, elves, and men, forcing them to confront a common foe. In this chaos, Thorin realized the folly of his obsession. As he lay gravely wounded, he grasped the Arkenstone one last time, not as a king consumed by greed, but as a leader who understood the value of sacrifice and unity. Thorin's passing was a poignant moment that resonated deeply throughout the realms of Middle-earth. He had fought valiantly, but it was his final understanding of the Arkenstone's true worth that left a lasting impact on those who survived. The stone was not merely a treasure to be hoarded, but a symbol of the unity and legacy of the Dwarven people. After the battle, the fate of the Arkenstone hung in the balance. Following Thorin's death, it was passed on to Dain Ironfoot, who recognized its significance not just as a jewel, but as a reminder of the sacrifices made by his kin. The Arkenstone became a part of Dwarven lore, symbolizing the struggles, victories, and losses of the race. In the years that followed, the story of the Arkenstone evolved. It transformed from a coveted prize into a symbol of reconciliation. The experiences of the dwarves, elves, and men who had fought alongside one another in the Battle of the Five Armies forged a bond that transcended the treasure itself. The Arkenstone served as a reminder of the necessity of cooperation and understanding in the face of adversity. Moreover, the untold story of the Arkenstone highlighted the theme of greed versus sacrifice, a lesson that resonated deeply within the hearts of all who had witnessed its impact. It became clear that true strength lay not in the possession of great wealth, but in the relationships forged and the unity achieved through shared struggles. The untold story of the Arkenstone is one of beauty, power, and the consequences of greed. From its origins in the depths of Erebor to its role in the Battle of the Five Armies, it remains a powerful symbol in the rich tapestry of Tolkien's Middle-earth. The Arkenstone's legacy is a testament to the enduring struggles of the Dwarven people and a reminder that true wealth lies in unity, sacrifice, and understanding. If you enjoyed this video about the Arkenstone story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating lore of Middle-earth. Join us as we continue to uncover the hidden gems of Tolkien's world, one story at a time.